Hi everyone and welcome back. Now let's talk about Jest. So this is our next topic and we are going to talk a lot about Jest as a testing framework for JavaScript. Jest become popular with the React, I will say, but now you can do a testing for anything, like you want to do test Angular, you want to do test simple JavaScript, TypeScript, React, Node, Angular, Vue.js, everything can be tested using Jest as a testing framework. It provides a nice way to get the coverage, and it is really faster, and it's, you can say, it's my favorite testing framework because it's really fast when it comes to watching a file and running the test on the fly. Okay, you can just get the coverage using coverage flag. It provides easy way of mocking the functions either when you are writing a unit tests. Okay, and there are multiple ways. Let's directly dive into the documentation, like how to set up Jest. It's like any other npm module, npm install minus minus save. It's a dev dependency because we are talking about testing here, and you can write your functions and do a sum.test.js like this, and we can just do the simple testing, right? And you can just create a simple script like Mocha. Similarly, this is a test script which is invoking Jest, so you will just get this running. We can just run this on a simple test. We have installed this dependency Jest here. So what we will do is we just create npm install. So we'll install all the dependencies which we need, and then we can just say npm run test, and you can see some configurations are attached in the package JSON. Just configurations, right? What it is saying, collect coverage, because that means we also want to collect the coverage. And collect the coverage from what source? In the source folder there are whatever is the file with the .js extension. Collect the coverage from those set of files. Okay, now what other, it's like a very good documentation how to use it with a TypeScript project, with the Babel, with the simple React, with the simple JavaScript using Webpack and all. We will talk about that in the detail. And here you can just talk about how to do the synchronous testing of asynchronous code, how to do the testing of simple synchronous code, right? And it talks about how to deal with the simple promises, and we already know that we are going to use this async await because we are pretty much comfortable using this particular syntax. Whenever there is a asynchronous syntax, even there is something callback based, I convert that into the promises and convert this test into a promise one, right? Using async block we can do the simple testing, and this we have seen while writing a simple assertion libraries and a testing framework also in the starting of this playlist. Okay, now what we are going to do is let's simply execute this npm run test, and this is going to use Jest to run the test cases for us. And this is a Jest, and what all kind of test cases we have. We can see we have simple source, and this is a simple test case we have, and it finds, okay, there is index.test.js. It will execute all of these, and it will also give us the coverage. Okay, this is simple coverage statement. Okay, everything is getting covered from the index.js. Everything is passed, snapshot, total time, everything is cool, right? So this is what Jest is providing. Jest is really popular framework, testing framework, which gives you, which is like a test runner. You have to write your tests, synchronous test or asynchronous test. Like these are the synchronous tests to just validating some mathematical functions, addition, subtraction and all. But you can write as complex as you want. Like we will be using Jest for React, for Angular, for Vue.js, for component rendering and doing the assertions. Okay, expect provide all different kind of assertions. Out of the box it is providing you the expect assertion. Okay, if you see, you can see the expect everywhere. You don't need to worry about assertions using some third-party library like chai or should.js or something like that. Okay, and setup. So setup, I mean, we can also use all these kind of hooks before each, after each. These are like hooks we always use with a simple Mocha test. Same kind of hooks we can also use here, right? If you want to do a one-time setup, this is simple. Before all, after all, like this is like a one-time setup, means you wanted to initialize it before all, before running all. If you want to execute something before each and every iteration, you will use before each, after each. If you want to run something after all or before all, you will use before all and after all. Similarly, it's all about scoping, that this before each is applies to all the test cases which are coming in this particular block, right? And all these are the different hooks, order of execution, all different kind of nesting of describe it block is still valid. It's not something which is gone. Let's copy this particular syntax and create a simple file. This is all about scope. We can create one file, scope.test.js, and just paste our test cases here. Here what we are talking about the nesting. This is a describe block, this is the describe block, and this is describe block. So anything which is declared outside is global to all the describe blocks, and anything which is declared inside this describe block which that is inner to that describe block. Okay, I mean, this is a simple scoping mechanism based on where the things has been declared. Okay, now I mean, it provides all different kind of assertions, testing synchronous code, and it also provides the mock functions. That is really powerful. You don't have to worry about writing the mock function of your own, right? Like mock callback. You can just do a jest dot function. That's it. So if when you are writing it, when you are executing a test cases, and when you want to execute mock callback, the execution will go to this mock function. Okay, and then you can just check, okay, this mock function has been called, how many times it has been called, what is the result, and all these things. The mock property, right? So we are going to see all these things in the examples which we are going to write. The really important thing is how easily we can mock the function using jest. And when we are writing a code, let's say this is the Axios, right? And we have to mock this Axios module. How we do it? I think it is providing us the mock implementation. You can see the mock function, jest.function, even the callbacks, it is able to manage. Okay, that we can see when we actually write the test case where we are mocking the actual API call, either using knock library or any third-party functions which we can't test. So what we do is we always mock those kind of functions. Okay, and this jest can be used for any kind of framework, so that is the beauty. So we have Mocha. Okay, I don't want to use Mocha, then jest is really a nice option for you, which is giving you everything. You don't need to include Istanbul NYC. It is giving you coverage. You are using only a single testing framework, and it is giving you everything. That's what we need. Okay, okay, that's it. Thanks everyone. Let's see this jest framework in the depth.